Help support Chris and Zach Attack by liking and sharing all of our content, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for all your latest video game news and updates. Oh, friends! It's Chris.
It's Zach.
Welcome to Chris and Zach Attack the News.
Attacking the news. Attacking the news. Attacking the news. Here we are, attacking the news. Yes.
Oh, this news.
Yes, look at this. Whoa. What a drought we had, then bam, coming at us.
It's always in the middle of the month, like all the good stuff comes out, right?
Yeah, it really is.
Oh, man. I am hyped up. I am so excited. We got some videos coming on, and posting all the past shit that we done. So good. All right, so let's see. What do I want to talk about first here? I was gonna address something. I forgot what it was.
Your salad, you're going to address your salad, put some dressing on it?
Get some dress. Yeah, let me get that. Just going over here. All right.
It's Caesar. Or do you do ranch?
Blue cheese.
Ooh, out of nowhere with the blue cheese.
Oh. All right. Anyway, let's get right into it. News.
Bam. Go. News.
All right, so let's just kind of get that Overwatch out of the way. Overwatch just cannot stay out of the news lately.
Let's see if we can
holy
get
crap.
Every video, we should start with Overwatch and see if we can do it, because I think we probably could.
Yeah, we got to play more of that game, I think. Like, you and we got to play.
Yeah, I have it on my Xbox.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, and I can't play it because my computer's a Mac, and it's not for Mac.
Oh.
So if I wanted to buy it on PS4, I'd have to re-buy it on PS4.
Yeah, I'd have to buy it on PS4 too.
Yeah.
Well,
let's find it.
Computers.
Yeah, that's true.
And you have to rebuy it for the computer anyway.
Yeah, but it's cheaper on the computer.
That's true. All right. Anyway, let's go with Overwatch. So Overwatch is releasing a Game of the Year edition.
Yes.
6 months after they won Game of the Year all across the board.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, that's usually what you see is like, okay, the top rated game of last year comes out with the game like middle of the year, pretty much. We're at right now. They come out compiling all the DLC or all the extra stuff they download, like they released for the game throughout the year.
Yeah,
but
that's typically how it works.
Yeah, but
for other games,
Overwatch hasn't had any like add-ons or DLC. The only DLC they have is loot boxes. So this Game of the Year edition is going to have 10 loot boxes. Like, is that exciting? Like, is that supposed to be? I mean,
it's 10 loot boxes. It's a chance to get some skins that exist in the game already. It's a chance to get some voices, some sprays, what have you. It's a chance to get some of these things, and as we know, they're very decent chances. They're 10 loot boxes. I think it's what did they say it was like five and a half boxes?
Yeah, 5.5, 13.5 for legendary. So maybe with these 10 loot boxes, you're going to get guaranteed something. I mean, I could see this Game of the Year edition being worth it if it was not extra. If it was normal price, so $59.99 for the Xbox, PS4, $39.99 for the PC. If it was that price and you got the 10 loot boxes, you get the Origin skin that came out when it first came out.
Yep.
You get Baby Winston for World of Warcraft, so if you play World of Warcraft and have yet to buy Overwatch, which I doubt there's many people that have not yet to buy Overwatch.
Yeah, chances are if you're a World of Warcraft player, you definitely own Overwatch.
At least checked it out. Yes.
Yeah.
So, and then you get Tracer and Heroes of the Storm, and then they say and extras. So you get the loot boxes, the Origin skins, Baby Winston, and Tracer, and extra stuff. If you got all that stuff at no extra price, okay, I can see the Game of the Year edition being worth it. Yep. But if they're charging like $10 more for this, no, I don't see it being worth it at all.
Yeah, I would like it if they, I wouldn't mind if they did, if somebody already owned the game and they didn't buy the Origins edition. I bought the Origin edition. I got all those skins. I got Baby Winston. Yeah. I have Tracer in Heroes of the Storm. I think I bought her when she first came out. or at least I won enough. I haven't played enough games where I could buy her. I don't think I paid real money for it, but I have a lot of these I have a lot of these things that came with Overwatch when it first came out. However, if I was a player that just bought the regular edition of Overwatch, if they came out with this Game of the Year thing and they charged $10 for it, I'd buy it.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I mean, if they just charge like a flat $10 fee to be like, hey guys, know you already got the game, but if you buy, here's the Game of the Year edition, you buy that for $10 extra, you get all this shit.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if the loot boxes, if they're special loot boxes like that coincide with the Game of the Year edition, like special style loot boxes.
Yeah.
I guess that's more worth it than like.
Yeah, that's just pretty cool.
Yeah, just and like general loot boxes. It's like, well, I'm not excited about this. Just general loot boxes.
And then there's also a chance that it could come with like more Heroes of the Storm characters. Like, I think Lucio's in there. Genji's in there now.
Lucio, Genji, Zarya.
Zarya, Tracer.
I think
D.Va is coming into it. So, there's chance. I mean, it says and more, so there's a chance that we might get those characters. There's also a chance that we might get skins that have released over the course of the last year as well during other special events, like the one that just happened recently. Yeah. So if there's a chance to get a lot of this stuff for $10, fuck yeah, I'll pay that price.
Yeah. And that's also in more Overwatch news, because we're coming up to its anniversary. They're going to release anniversary loot boxes to coincide with the anniversary of Overwatch. So they're saying that there's going to be over 100 new goodies in this, so skins, voice lines, sprays, in these anniversary loot boxes. So they're going to be special loot boxes that are only available for like a month or so, that you can get these anniversary gifts in them. Yep.
So like you said, skins, sprays, voice things,
voice lines.
All good stuff. I mean, it's you're never gonna be bored if you are an avid Overwatch player. Yeah. Because they are always going to be releasing there's always going to be some sort of event that's going to keep you playing and keep you wanting to get those skins,
Yeah, which is why you see tons of people playing Overwatch. And I mean, and then you Blizzard always touts we had like millions of people play this special event. So I mean, they always tout on how popular their game is. Yeah.
They're always touting on how popular it is, and it is very popular. It's so popular, they've already got copies coming out with Paladins.
Paladins,
I mean, on whatever side you're on, if it is a copy or if Overwatch whatever, it's essentially because Overwatch came out first. It's an Overwatch copy. That's what
They look similar. That's the end of the story. If people can argue, this came out, they look very similar. The two similar games. Yeah, Paladins is free to play, but they look similar.
Yes,
very similar.
We could play that game and try it out. Just saying.
We could. Yeah, that one is free. I think I have it downloaded on my PS4 already.
Yeah. What else we got? What's the next one?
A new Thief game is in the works, along with a rumored movie. Thief is it's been around for a while. There's been a bunch of different releases. I think the most recent was like 3-4 years ago.
Yeah, 2014, I believe.
From Eidos, they're the company that does like Tomb Raider, Deus Ex. There was Square. They got bought by Square Enix. So it's kind of like this forgotten franchise almost. It used to be popular. It kind of fell out of favor because stealth games kind of fell out of favor, but now stealth games are popular again. You look at Dishonored 1 and 2, and you look at Prey.
No stealth game is better than Metal Gear Solid, I'm saying.
No. But yeah, stealth games kind of... even Metal Gear Solid, they moved away from stealth in the most recent release, because stealth games just kind of fell out of favor. Like you were seeing a lot of stealth games back in the day, like Splinter Cell, Thief. I mean, there was so many stealth games that were out. Like, stealth was like the hot thing to do. Kind of stopped. Now we're back in. I think we're almost like in a stealth renaissance. Dishonored 1 and 2, Prey. I mean, those are like stealth style games that are popular. So,
Yeah, and I think the Metal Gear Survive's coming out though. Don't even.
I don't know about that one.
don't even touch it. Kojima Hideo.
Yeah, he didn't make it, so there's no reason.
No
reason to play. So another Thief game is good. I know it has a following. It's not a big following, but hopefully Square and Eidos, they can get it back on track to its former glory.
Do we have any idea when this is coming out?
No. I mean, with the movie, I'm guessing
with the movie, it'd probably be like 2019, 2020.
Yeah, I mean,
trying to coincide with it.
Yeah, if they fast track the movie like end of 2018, I mean, so if they start now, you have like almost a little less than a year to do it. I could see that.
So, but like, here's the thing, man. Like, Warcraft is what it is. All right, people like it because fans love it. Non-fans hate it.
Yeah,
it is what it is. Assassin's Creed, everybody fucking hated that movie.
That was terrible.
That movie was a shit movie.
Yeah.
So yeah, like Warcraft, it is what it is. But every other video game movie has been just absolute shit. So.
Yeah, that's what I read this. I was like, why? I mean, why are they doing? I kind of just said why. I'm like, well, why are they making a movie out of Thief? Unless they're doing something really creative with it, I don't see a reason for this to need to exist. Like, I don't think Thief is like the number one part. Like, oh yeah, like everyone's asking for a Thief movie. That's what everyone asks for. Like, I don't think anyone's asking for a Thief movie.
I mean, like if you were a fan of Thief. Sure.
Yeah, maybe you were wanting one.
I mean, there's always going to be a fan of something.
Yeah, that's true.
Want a movie of their fandom.
So. Yeah. So for the 10 people that want a Thief movie, you're getting your wish.
Congratulations to you.
Yes.
So here. Oh, okay. So next, what we got is Dynasty Warriors 9.
Yes, sir.
Announced or
got announced. It was kind of like rumored, and then they released a website, a bunch of screenshots and information about the game.
Okay. But so yeah, Dynasty Warriors 9 confirmed it's coming out. They're shooting for a 2017 release, probably holiday.
Yeah,
is what Zach and I are thinking.
Yeah.
And it's going to be different than the last
Yeah.
ones.
Yes.
So you were telling me earlier, all the Dynasty Warriors. They weren't really much for innovation. They were more for like graphical updates. It was pretty much just the same game, just graphically updated after the the next generation console and all that stuff.
Or they'd add like little tiny things, tweaks there, but nothing very, not really game changing, nothing big, just small tweaks.
Yeah, still fun games. And I honestly, I played. I think it was Dynasty Warriors 3. Is the last one that I played, which was a long time ago.
Yeah.
I can't remember I honestly can't remember if there's a story involved in it or not.
Yeah, there's like a very thin story that you can.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they probably added more story elements as between 1 and 8.
Yeah.
And then some of the subsequent ones in between that weren't numbered.
Yeah. Well, they've seen the biggest creative leap is when they're not doing Dynasty Warrior games, because they had the Dragon Warrior or Dragon Quest, Dragon Quest Heroes.
I remember that game.
Yeah, that's from the same company that makes Dynasty Warriors. They're saying that those were like the biggest leaps and creative changes that the series has ever seen, is when it wasn't even in the Dynasty Warriors franchise. It was in the Dragon Quest franchise, the Dragon Warrior franchise. And there was the Legend of Zelda one. Legend of Zelda fighting one.
I think it was Hyrule Warriors, wasn't it?
Yeah. So those 3 games, they saw like the biggest creative differences that the Dynasty Warrior developers ever had. So I think they're taking a lot of those ideas and putting them into Dynasty Warriors 9.
Good.
Yeah.
And then you said there was one huge difference between this and the other ones as well.
Yes, it is. It's going to be open world. So that's the big difference, because the Dynasty Warriors are kind of mission based. So you'd be like starting your game, you select a mission, and then you'd go into the game, and then it'd be like, okay, go do this, and that's your mission. That's the way that they're normally set up. Now it's just going to be open world, so you can go anywhere, take the missions within the world, and then progress through the game without having to go into this menu and select your mission and all that stuff, equip your guy. It's all going to be in the game, which is a huge difference. That's huge for Dynasty Warriors. That's huge.
Yeah, that's very huge. It's definitely a step up.
Yeah.
In the it's kind of jumping on the open world train. Like, you and I have talked about it before. There's just this big thing for open world games.
Yeah.
Like between the last year, 2 years, 3 years, whatever. Like a lot of franchises jump on. Metal Gear Solid. Zelda's always been open world, but hasn't been open world.
This one's like the
this.
first,
This is like a true open world, like Skyrim style open world is what we're talking about. Like do anything, whatever.
The Witcher 3. Yeah, The Witcher 3, Mass Effect.
Witcher 3, yep. And then and then obviously the new IP that came out, Horizon. Yeah, Horizon.
Yep. So all these open world games, I mean, like maybe Koei Tecmo is kind of looking. That's a company that makes it. They're like, oh, maybe we could try the open world formula to see how it works for us. I think Dynasty Warriors will fit in. They're saying there's going to be over 83 playable characters in the game.
Nice.
So that's huge. You can play as like pretty much anyone that's ever been in a Dynasty Warriors game. You can play. And it's
I'm
the first
excited for that. That's cool.
Right, yeah, the first numbered entry since 2013. So it's been it's like 4 years since we've seen Dynasty Warriors. So it's exciting.
Yeah, it's very exciting. I'm very excited for this game.
Yeah, they're really trying. I feel like this is a chance to branch out. So, because for the longest time, it was like, if you're a fan of Dynasty Warriors, you're going to buy Dynasty Warriors.
Yep.
No matter what.
Yep.
I think they're trying to branch out and like, okay, even if you're not a fan, you can still enjoy Dynasty Warriors.
Yes, absolutely. And then another thing about this is they're probably going to be skipping the Xbox One.
Yeah.
So
their last game, Neo, it was like the big release for the PS4.
Yep.
That didn't even hit PC. That's just PS4. That's the last Koei Tecmo game, like their big release. It wasn't on Xbox. I think they're probably gonna do the same thing for Dynasty Warriors 9.
Yeah. So you just think it's gonna be PS4? They're not even gonna do PC?
They might do PC. I could see them doing PC for Dynasty Warriors because it's got pretty big appeal. So I could see them doing PC. But it wouldn't surprise me if they just do PS4.
Okay. I mean, yeah, it's cool for PS4 owners either way.
Yeah.
And it's probably because, like, Xbox One hasn't really... I was just listening to something today.
I read the news. I forgot to put this. Someone wrote, I think it was a Reddit post, saying that the Xbox One has outsold the Wii U and the PS3 in Japan for that week. So that's saying how popular it is. When you're outselling the PS3 and the Wii U, which are systems that are old. So the Wii U is like over 5 years old now, and I think the PS3 is over 10 years old. Well, the Xbox One can manage to outsell those.
That's...
I mean, altogether, they probably sold at least, maybe 150 units. I mean, the Xbox One is it's dead in Japan. It is a dead console. No one buys that.
Yeah, wow. Yeah. Okay. That's impressive.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so that we got that with the Xbox One, and then and now they're coming out with the Scorpio pretty soon, whatever the fuck that thing's gonna be. And so what they're kind of doing is like they're kind of like pushing away the Xbox One, like, okay, because they stopped doing the TV. You know, remember when it was first announced, they had the TV support, the Kinect support, all that stuff. They kind of pushed that away when they figured out that gamers didn't really care about that at all.
Nope.
And now they got the Scorpio coming out, be like, hey, gamers, check out this brand new Xbox. Look at this.
Super powerful Xbox. Yeah, I don't really know what they're doing with it. Like, because at the end of the day, like, they've sold X amount of Xbox Ones. They can't just say, we're going to start over. Like, we're going to start over with a brand new console. Well, then, what are you going to do with all these Xbox Ones that are already out there? You're just going to, like, cut support for them? Are you just going to treat them like Xbox 360s are treated now?
I wouldn't surprise if they cut support for them.
Yeah. I mean, because, like we were saying, I mean, like in a couple videos ago, if you get too high priced, you're basically competing with PCs at like the $700 mark, even the $600 mark. You could get a PC, you can get a PC that plays the AAA releases competently at $600.
Yeah.
So why get a console at $600 when you can get a PC at that same price? It just doesn't make sense.
Doesn't at all.
No.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know what they're doing with the Scorpio. Hopefully they surprise us. So far, I don't care about the Scorpio.
This is what I heard. So I was listening to the What Culture podcast about another piece of news that we're going to talk about later. Okay. So I was listening to the What Culture thing on YouTube, and they were saying that a lot of developers have kind of like stopped making games for Xbox One and just started going for the Scorpio because it's kind of like, okay, well, they don't know what they're going to do with the Xbox One, so we just start making for the Scorpio, like whatever. Yeah. So that's what I was thinking of. Yeah,
that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. So, in Dynasty Warriors, it doesn't surprise me they don't make for the Xbox One or the Scorpio. Because it's just kind of like, well, you guys can't really decide what the hell you're going to do with your own consoles, so fuck you guys.
Yeah.
So it's still exciting though. Dynasty Warriors not.
Yes, sir.
What's next, man?
We have some more Japanese gaming news. Square Enix is selling off Hitman developer IO Interactive.
Okay.
So they acquired IO Interactive when they bought Eidos, the company that makes Tomb Raider and Deus Ex. They got IO Interactive in like 2009 when they bought them. I think they were just included in the deal, like in the buyout of Eidos. Mm-hmm. They got the Hitman IP with that. So IO has been exclusively making Hitman for years now, and I just don't think it's ever caught on. Like the Hitman game they've made just haven't. I don't know if they're making enough money. They just haven't really caught on. I feel, and I guess Square Enix feels that it's just not there anymore. So they're kind of getting out of business with them. I don't know if they're selling off the Hitman IP or if they're selling off just the company IO Interactive.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those wait and see things that we #wait and see that we like to spout. As far as that goes, I mean, when's
the last time you played a Hitman game?
I've never played a Hitman game.
I have never played a Hitman game. That's the thing. It's like we've never played Hitman. It's like maybe Hitman just isn't popular. Maybe it's
they just had that movie come out, didn't they?
Yeah, they've had. Do they have 2 movies?
I think they've had 2. I think Yui Bowl made a Hitman movie.
Oh God!
I think he made. I'm not 100% sure. Do not quote me on that. I think he did though.
Yeah, but there's been like 2 Hitman movies.
And then there was another one that came out like maybe a year or 2 ago.
Yeah.
And it was actually, they said it was actually pretty decent.
Yeah. Yeah, so there's like
okay, so there we go. We got Warcraft and Hitman. There we go.
That's two
good.
I think you forget about Mortal Kombat.
Oh.
Yes.
Finish him.
Well, the best thing about Mortal Kombat movie is the Mortal Kombat theme song from the movie.
Oh.
The 100% the best thing.
So you are talking about Annihilation, right?
Oh God, that one's bad. That one was bad.
Mother, you're alive.
Yes, but you shall die. So, who writes that? That doesn't make any sense. That's so dumb. That movie was horrible. As a little kid, I was so excited to see that movie because I loved the first one, and I was like, "Oh, they're making a sequel." I was so pumped, and I watched it. And I think that was the first time I'd just been legitimately disappointed, just completely let down by a movie. Just dreams.
You had a pretty low tolerance for it because I think I actually liked it when I was a kid.
Well, I just remember there was something off about it. I was like,
actually, I remember that too. Now that you bring it up, I kind of remember that too.
As a kid, you're kind of just like, there's something weird about this movie. You couldn't tell what. I mean, there's something about it is that it sucked ass. That's what it was.
Of course.
Yeah. But as a kid, you're like, this wasn't as fun as the other one. There's something off.
Oh, so you know Shane Soon?
Yes.
In the first one?
Yes.
All right, so that actor is in Man in the High Castle, which made Man in the High Castle 10 times better.
He's good. That guy's solid.
He's a great actor.
Yeah.
That guy's awesome. I love him.
Yes.
Fun little note. Man in the High Castle, really good show. You guys should watch it.
Yes.
All right, so next up,
more Japanese gaming
Japanese
news
stuff. So Nintendo has revealed their E3 plans.
Yes.
So Zach.
So yeah, June 13th. June 13th at 9 a.m. they're gonna air like a best of the year pre-recorded video, kind of talking about all the games they've released throughout the year. They're probably gonna, 100% they're gonna talk about Breath of the Wild and how critically acclaimed it is, and it's got all these great reviews.
And then that's it.
That's it. That's the highlight of the year. Breath of the Wild. Cut. Okay.
Well, no, Pokemon came out last year, after E3 too, so that was good.
Yeah. So, they'll just have, it's pre-recorded.
So that's it, Pokemon.
Yeah, it's just a pre-recorded fluff to tout how great Nintendo is, and okay, we released a new console. Yay, look at us, we're cool. And then after that, it's probably going to be 15-minute video, I'm assuming, maybe shorter. After that, they're going to do they call them Treehouse Live, so it's the Nintendo Treehouse.
Okay.
They're going to talk about the Switch and the 3DS. So the 3DS is not dead yet.
So, I'm assuming that they released the 2DS XL as a price break for the 3DS XL.
Yes.
Rather, the new Nintendo.
Sir, don't forget the new.
The new Nintendo 3DS the new Nintendo 2DS XL is a price break point for the new Nintendo 3DS XL. So I'm assuming they aren't going to stop production of the 3DS because I think they think that people still like the 3D capability.
Yes.
By people, I mean 6-year-olds.
Yeah, 6-year-olds. But even though they say there's a certain age they shouldn't use the 3D. So. It says in the manual, if you're under a certain age, 3D can be harmful for your vision, so don't do it.
Well,
do it anyway. Fuck the system.
Fuck the system.
So it's exciting. We get to hear about more Switch games because we're kind of still in the dark, Nintendo. We still haven't heard a whole lot about your Switch games.
Where's your new Mario? Where's
they've said Mario. We're talking about Mario, but we already know you're going to talk about Mario. You've already revealed Mario to us.
But where are the other ones?
We already know that ARMS is coming out. We already know Splatoon is coming. Splatoon 2 is coming out. We already know about these games. If you talk about them again, it's old news, bro.
Okay, so whatever. If they talk about that, whatever. But I want Star Fox. I want Metroid.
Yes.
Star Fox, Metroid. I want
Pokemon.
Okay, Pokemon. I want a new Pokemon Snap. Pokemon Stadium.
Ooh. Well, there's some. I read on Reddit that Nintendo apparently took down some promotional material for Pokemon Sun and Pokemon Sun and Moon. So they took it down from their YouTube page. People are saying, well, maybe this is in anticipation of a new promo for a new Pokemon game coming out. And the one it's the name that's going around. It's not. There's nothing set in stone yet about this name, but it's Pokemon Stars. They're saying that might be the Switch version of Pokemon Sun and Moon because people hacked into Pokemon Sun and Moon and they found character animations that weren't being used in Pokemon Sun and Moon for the Pokemon to follow behind you. So as your character walks, there was an animation that was not used in the 3DS version of your Pokemon following behind you. So they're saying, well, maybe this is a holdover from the Switch version. So they're going to use this and put it on the Switch so that it's going to have updated graphics and this capability in the game.
If they release Pokemon Sun, if they release the Stars for the Switch, oh my God, I will buy a Switch instantly. I will be like, okay, all right, I will.
Yes.
My next check, I usually have a $300 buffer for my month, but that $300 is instantly going to a Switch.
That is the point. That's the point right there. Because for the longest time, Nintendo fans have been split. The Pokemon fans have had no reason to buy a Nintendo home console because they know I don't need one because Pokemon is never coming to a home console. You look at the Wii, no. Wii U, no. GameCube, no. Nintendo 64, no. It's never happened. So if they release a main series Pokemon game, mainline series, not a spin-off, they've had plenty of spin-offs, but a mainline series Pokemon game for the Switch, that will get so many more people interested in buying a Switch. It will be insane.
Yeah.
That's the argument right there. Yes.
But then at the same time, they need to up the fucking production.
Yeah, that too. Yes.
Yeah.
That's the thing. If they're making all these good games and all these great games are coming out for the Switch, we need to be able to get our hands on it. We need to buy it. We need to be able to find one because it's too hard to find right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Except at GameStop, if you want to buy all those fucking peripherals for a bundle.
Yeah, bundle.
Anyway, so yeah, that's the Nintendo E3 play. Was there anything else about that?
It was pretty light. They're just like, oh yeah, it's going to be June 13th at 9 a.m. and we're going to talk about Switch and 3DS stuff. Get excited. Like, okay. They didn't.
And we're going to be there to cover it live.
No, we're not.
No, we're not. We can't afford that shit yet.
Nah. Hey.
All right, so 2 years.
E3 is
2 years.
E3 is in LA, so if I wanted to saunter on down to the convention center, but I'm going to be out of town for E3. Anyway.
What's that?
I'm going to be out of town for E3.
Oh, okay. Well, in 2 years.
2 years. Hey.
In 2 years. We'll shoot for 2 years and see where we go.
See us at E3 live.
Yes.
At the Nintendo Treehouse.
Yes. All right,
like
so last and certainly not least.
No, this is not least. No way.
The talk of the last month and a half.
Oh, God, yeah. People.
Oh, God.
Even we were hyping this game up. We were excited.
We were very excited. Okay, so BioWare. So here's the thing. BioWare has downsized BioWare Montreal. So a lot of their staff has gone, or maybe it was EA. I think it was EA downsized BioWare Montreal. So BioWare Montreal staff, a lot of them went to other divisions in EA. I think a few of them went to DICE, and a few of them are going to be working on Star Wars.
Yeah, I mean, because they got a lot of big games coming out, so, I mean, that makes sense.
So, yeah, they downsized BioWare Montreal. And not only that, but they're also putting Mass Effect, the series Mass Effect, on the shelf.
Yeah,
for the time being.
Yeah.
Or so they say. And obviously the reason for that is because of all the backlash that Mass Effect Andromeda has received for not only its poor release with the graphics, but also just the game in general.
It's a lesser version of all the others.
It is a very lesser version of the trilogy.
Yes.
And so I was listening to the What Culture thing again. They were talking about this. So, and they had some pretty good points. And so it looked like now the development of the game wasn't really. I don't think it was BioWare Montreal's fault. I think BioWare Montreal busted their asses to bring us this game. And they did. I believe that they absolutely did, because if you look at them, if you listen to them in interviews, they're very passionate about it. They're very passionate about.
They said they started working on this game like almost directly after Mass Effect 3, so it's been in development for like 5 years now. It's 5 years of work.
Yeah, so it's very interesting because BioWare Montreal was initially just a support developer. Like they would be brought in to help support another game.
Yeah.
Or something like that. And it's funny that EA gave them the game to work on, because I think what they were doing was EA was just like, okay, let's try to capitalize on Mass Effect's popularity. Here, BioWare Montreal, here you go. Go make a Mass Effect game. Let's get some money out for this.
Yeah.
So I think EA was just looking at this as a cash grab, because as far as like advertising go, they didn't really hit the ground running. They just hit the ground, is what they said in the What Culture podcast. So, or not the podcast, but the little thing that was out, the video, the YouTube video. I'll put the link in the description if you guys want to check it out.
Sure.
I gotta write that down because I forget to do that sometimes. BioWare Montreal was given this title. They worked their asses off on it, but I think EA just saw it as a cash money opportunity, and so you can kind of see that it was kind of that with how this game is.
Yeah.
I could go on and on about it. We might do a review on it pretty soon. I haven't beaten it yet, but I honestly, there's nothing in this game that grabs my attention. I don't want to play it anymore.
Well, I think that's the biggest problem. It's like, it wasn't. It's like it came out. It wasn't like a terrible game. It wasn't like, oh, this game is utterly unplayable shit garbage, but it wasn't.
It's not a terrible game.
But it also wasn't a great game. So it fits into the area of a game that will be forgotten in like 2 years. No one will remember this game. No one will care about Mass Effect Andromeda. It'll just have been released and forgotten.
Yep, basically.
And you don't want that for a Mass Effect, because Mass Effect, they're supposed to come out, they're supposed to have prestige, they're supposed to be Game of the Year contender, they're supposed to be telling compelling stories. And if you just release a Mass Effect game to be forgotten about in a year or two, then what's the point?
What exactly? There's really no point in doing that, because it has a massive fan following.
Oh yeah,
it is touted as like one of the best like outer space stories out there. It's got its own lore behind it that can really, if you had a fanboy, fangirl sit down. And if you sit down with a fanboy, fangirl who's really good at writing, and be like, hey, write me a good Mass Effect story so we can put it in a video game, they're going to do it. Because they have enough there to do it. They have enough strings to pull out to be like, okay, we can do something about this or this or this. And it's definitely there, but you got to put some love into it, man. Yeah.
That's what I like that's what I want to see. I want to see Mass Effect come back as like a Destiny-style RPG open-world game. If you're going to go open-world, well, go all the way and be like the Destiny-style game where it's like a live-style game with like the game's like ever-changing. You release the updates and all that stuff. You release DLC. Make it like that. Don't half-ass it like they did with Andromeda.
So I mean, the thing with Andromeda is like it's a linear-style story with an open-world aspect, and it doesn't work.
Yeah.
It doesn't work at all. Like I think the only time it works is in Witcher 3.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, but I want like a Mass Effect where I can be an alien if I want. I can be any alien I want. I can start like on any planet I want, any galaxy I want.
Yes.
And then I can just do anything I want.
Yes.
That's what I want out of my Mass Effect game. And if I want to follow the story of whatever story they're trying to tell in the game, I can follow it. Or if I just want to hang out and not follow the story, I want to be able to do that. I want it to be
in space. Basically.
Yes, that's what I want. I don't want like a half-assed Mass Effect style game. I want them to go all out. And I think Mass Effect is very ripe for that. It's just too bad that Mass Effect Andromeda failed so miserably that they're kind of like scared of making another Mass Effect. But I think if they really kind of took some cues from the Destiny style game, I think it could be great. And I think it could be really fun and really different. But they just don't.
I don't know, man. It's messed up that they ended up putting it on the shelf. That they don't have enough faith. It almost seems like they don't have enough faith in the franchise to continue on. Yeah. And it's like, come on, like this. Okay, so I'm not going to say the trilogy was a massive success. I mean, it was, but number 3 received a shit ton of fan backlash because of its ending.
Yes.
So with that backlash in mind, like, why would you release this game, Mass Effect Andromeda, with like not any attention? Like you didn't give it any attention. Like the attention that it should have gotten. It should have gotten like instead of what it was, it should have been better. Obviously, that's the worst way I can explain it, but it's also the best way I can explain it because I don't know exactly what to put in it myself.
Well, it's like the case of No Man's Sky. Like we always go back to this when a game is hyped to crazy levels, and it comes out and it's a disappointment and it's not what people were expecting. That's what happened with Mass Effect Andromeda. You have a fan base, Mass Effect, big fan base, passionate fan base. Yep. And then you come out with a game, and this is what you give them. Or after 5 years of development, this is what you give the fans is just this? Come on.
Yeah. Like there's nothing that grabs my when I'm trying to play it. There's nothing that grabs my attention. I'm sitting there in an open world. I'm just like, why do I bother doing this shit? Yeah. Like I don't know. I can go on and on about it, but we'll do a review video about it later. Yeah. But anyway, and then on other Bioware news, their new IP was delayed, so I think they've got. I think EA has a lot going on. Like, what were you saying to me about it? Say
just
what you were
that.
saying about me.
Well, I mean, it's like they've been working on Mass Effect for 5 years now. So I mean, like, I don't think they wanted to just like work on a game for 5 years and then ship it and then just immediately start working on another game. I think maybe their team is a little bit too small to do that, so they're going to be helping out with other games coming out in EA's, whatever their release schedule looks like. They're probably going to be helping out, maybe work on some aspects here and there, and then start working on it after a little bit of time has passed between Mass Effect Andromeda.
Okay, I mean that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense after everything that's gone with Andromeda. That makes some sense.
Yeah.
But it's just a shame that they had to do this with Mass Effect. Like, just a huge shame. But well, if we're loud enough, then another one will come out.
Yeah.
That's basics of it. Like, let's see. I was trying to think of another game that we were loud enough that another was going to come out. Sonic Mania.
Oh yeah, they have not stopped making Sonic games.
Yeah,
but for the longest time they're making shitty Sonic games, and everyone's like, "Stop, stop, stop, stop!" And then they're like, "Maybe we should stop." It's like, yeah, you think?
Yeah.
Oh.
But yeah, anyway, so that's. Yeah, if we're I mean, Mass Effect, like you said, they're passionate fans.
Yes.
If they're loud enough, they'll get another one.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, it's kind of sad that it might be another 5 years. Mm-hmm. It's kind of sad to say, but I mean, I hope they I was reading the article, and I agree. I hope they look at what Mass Effect is, what they want Mass Effect to be, what they want it to be in the future, what they can do with it, what the potential, because there's so much potential.
That was the Kotaku article, right?
Yeah, I think I read mine on Game Informer. I mean, the same thing pretty much, but it's like there's so much potential. Like, I mean, you like, other than like Star Wars, like there's not like an established sci-fi world this big, like in Mass Effect. Like you look at like Star Wars, that's like the next one. Yeah. Like, and then the next one, it's like, well, what else? It's like, well, Mass Effect is, well, yeah, Star Trek, but they have never released like I mean, I guess there's the MMO Star Trek, but yeah.
Yeah, they haven't really released like a Star Trek game.
No, I mean, there's Star Trek games, but it's not like. No. So you look at like Star Wars, Star Trek, and then like third place.
Star Trek would probably be third place.
Yeah, I mean, it's like Mass Effect is so ripe in the video game world for more stories and just to do more stuff in the world. I want like I know how much like hate BioWare gets for their Star Wars, the Old Republic MMO, but I want a Mass Effect MMO. I want that. That's what I want. That is what I want.
It would be very nice.
Yeah, let me play as the aliens. Let me do whatever the hell I want. Let me
like you said, just like the Destiny style. Just do that.
Yeah. Like you can choose your alien, choose a class, choose a planet, choose your there's so much you can do with this. I mean, there's so much you can do with the Mass Effect IP and the Mass Effect brand, and it's just a shame that it's just gonna sit.
And the thing is like, you just, I know it takes money to put into like creating jobs for this stuff, but like, if you want an IP to be successful, that's what you gotta do, obviously.
Yeah.
And you gotta get some people in there that love the franchise and know how to put their love into making another part of the franchise.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It's like, I mean, that's it. I mean, that's it. Yeah, there.
Boom, cut and print.
There it is. Ship it. Send it to EA. EA, this is for you. Don't fuck it up.
All right. So I think that's all we got this week here. So yeah, we got another video to record here in just a minute. But until then, we will see you next time.
Bye.
Hey everyone, thanks for watching the video.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
And follow us on the Twitter, ChrisAndZachAttack. Follow us on Instagram, ChrisAndZachAttack.
And follow us on Twitch, SgtMajorCool,
ZachAttack 4131.
and ChrisAndZachAttack, the joined community channel.
That's us.
And thanks for watching. Everything you do will help us rise to the top.